Done with my reel. I'll show you real quick OOTD. Although y'all saw me put that together, I'm wearing these jeans from Zara, plain white tee, this little scarf, blazers from Superbalist, and then just my normal work bag. And then I've got some new shoes. I didn't go for the Sambas after all. I went for some Gazelles. So let me just hurry up and get into the car, and then we'll talk about what we're doing today. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Tebe. I make lifestyle content. But if you're returning, welcome back, sis. Thanks for watching. So y'all know on this channel we do all things work-life balance, and this is going to be one of those videos. Day vlog, I'm taking you guys a day in my life, but more so to kind of show how I balance content versus my full-time 9-to-5 job. So I want this to be a video where I'm able to share some tips with you guys, some content tips, or rather tricks on how to balance both. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video. So I started out, I was actually filming a reel, and now I'm zipping to work, child, because yeah, obviously that took longer than expected, so I need to zip to work and get started. And then yeah, I think let me share the first tip over VO, because I know how the car gets a bit loud talking while I'm driving. So yeah, let's rather catch up at lunch, but let's talk in between. So we all know that creating content is so time consuming. So to be able to balance that on top of your full-time job is going to come down to some strategizing and some planning. Now, before I used to have a content schedule where I would have film days and editing days, and I was kind of rigid to that, but I've realized it's just difficult to follow through. For example, if I'm feeling low energy yet that's supposed to be a film day, I simply wouldn't make the content. Or if it's an editing day yet I'm kind of inspired, the editing would then fall behind because I'd rather be filming. Now, my views on content scheduling and planning have definitely evolved. And now it's about just following the creative flow. So in seasons where I feel inspired and want to film, I go with that momentum and I film as much as I can. And then I bank that footage to cover me in the seasons where I simply don't feel like working. Which brings me to editing. Again, I've kind of moved away from having a rigid editing schedule to rather learning and defining what my editing rhythm is. And this is because it really just depends on how much time I would have on any given day. because the rigid approach might just have you working harder than you really should. For example, if you tell yourself you want to edit an hour every day, opening up your laptop to edit for that hour might not actually yield significant traction in the progress of your video. So I have just determined that I have certain editing rhythms. For example, within an editing cycle, I'm going to at least have a session for a rough cut, which is usually a bit longer because I have to sift through all the footage. I'll have a follow-up session to refine those rough cuts, and that's where the video really starts to take shape. The following section would be shorter, about 30 to 45 minutes, to just put the text edits, like the fancy stuff, the effects. And then I'm going to have a last watch through of the entire video to just kind of clean it up and put through the finishing touches. So that means when I plan to have an editing work block, I set the intention of what I want to achieve in that work block, and I make sure I allocate enough time to achieve that. And it's just a better way for me to manage my energy instead of telling myself that I want to rigidly meet 1 hour a day to edit this video. It would mean that I'm editing over the course of 1.5 weeks for a single video using that approach. So you see what I mean, guys? You just need to learn your rhythm and stay flexible and go with the flow, because at the end of the day, creating content is supposed to be fun. What I will say is that short form is a totally different ballgame. Indeed, short form you can edit in every nook and cranny of time that you find, whether you are waiting in line at the ATM or you're commuting on the bus. You can always whip up your phone and work on your short form content. So I definitely maximize on time that way as it relates to my reels and my TikToks. And the most important thing I would say is don't overthink it, girl. Just get the reel done and post it. I love short form because it really isn't that deep. You can just put any sort of cuts together. It doesn't even have to be perfect. Just edit it in app or in CapCut or whatever. But get that reel or TikTok posted. Don't sit on it. It's not like long form that needs a little bit more intention, a little bit more skill in editing. With short form, you can just do whatever you want. That ain't my girl, that's my nigga. Catch me out on Ocean Drive with her. Catch me in the whip, ride with her. Mama told me that I'm so proud. Created so bad from Hey girl, we are home. I just got home and I'm really happy. Today was super productive. Filmed that reel in the morning, edited it over lunch, and it's ready to post, so I'm glad that's done. Even like my actual work responsibilities, like I crushed it. Like I had a moment just the last hour where I was just listing all the things, evaluating the to-do list, and it was check. So I'm really happy about that, girl. I'm on a high. I am about to I'm trying to decide between like editing the vlog that I was importing over lunch or filming a sit-down video. So the biggest thing with like, just another tip in terms of staying consistent, one thing that I learned is that sit-down videos are for the win. Like literally just sitting down and talking is just so easy to do, and you can have 2 to 3 conversations, which is basically 2 to 3 videos, and it's easy to edit as well, because if you're just talking, like you can even just do it all in one take, you know what I mean, if you're well prepared, that is. And it's minimal editing. The only thing you need to do is just add a few, edits here and there just to spice it up. But otherwise, you've got just videos that are so easy to batch and queue and just have on standby in case, you feel low creatively or you frankly don't have the time. So that's one thing that I've really unpacked. Even if there's not enough time for like a full vlog or a full concept, whatever idea I have in my head. I just sit down and I talk to it, and it makes for good content. It also makes for very good short form content as well, because you can take like clips of it in terms of any pertinent points and run that through short form, and there you go, child. So the last tip I would give you guys in terms of, you know, how to balance it all, content and whatever else that you're busy with on a full-time basis, and just making sure you stay consistent, is pick a sustainable posting schedule, guys. Pick a sustainable posting schedule. Don't think you're gonna be like, you know, the YouTube girlies that actually do this thing full-time and they have teams and all that good stuff. Like, look at your life and look at what you have on your plate, and just pick something that will be sustainable. In a season, you might be able to do a lot, but seasons change, and when you're not able to do that much, then what? You kind of fall off the grid. That's what I learned just in my ups and downs over this journey. I really started out thinking that I could produce on a weekly, and you know, I was on editing schedule, posting schedule, filming schedule, all the good stuff, telling myself I'm well organized, but honestly, you never know what life can bring, and the biggest thing is I just burnt out doing that. So I learned to slow it down. Slow it down, girl. You can't be running at 100 miles per hour, even if you feel super creative, just as I am now. Like, I'm kind of killing it. I'm recording, and I'm just keeping it on standby. I'm not gonna release all of that content all at once. I gotta slow down the posting, and we've talked about it where I've decided that my schedule is gonna be twice a month now instead of every week, so that even if I do have more on standby, I have to resist the urge to post. I have to just, like, I gotta be off social media if that must be, but like this whole feeling of wanting to always be popping, of wanting to always have hits coming through, notifications, like, unlearn that very quickly so that you can actually control yourself, have self-control over your posting, girl, because it's gonna save you in seasons where you frankly just don't have anything to give. All the things that I then go back to, like either my camera roll or my external hard drive or even my CapCut, where things have been edited and finished, I just didn't export to post, you know, and I pull it from there, and it really does help. So slow down the posting and pick a sustainable posting schedule. And I really hope this video was helpful, guys. It was a very simple day, just, you know, corporate work, and the biggest thing, guys, is just be focused. Whatever you're doing, focus on that. So if it's work hours, please focus on work, because you don't want to find yourself being consumed by content and like kind of slipping with your bread and butter. Don't do that. So like when it's work hours, I don't vlog, you know what I mean? I only gave you like a couple snippets here and there, but I really focus in that time because I feel like it frees me up for after work to really just unwind with my content, instead of, you know, being consumed by content during work hours and then having my work kind of fall behind and then needing to catch up after hours on my work, when I could have just done that in the allotted time. So yeah, I think the basic principles of time management will always come into play, guys. Control your time, set realistic milestones in terms of what you want to get done in that time block, and execute. That's all I can say. Execute. And if you keep your ducks in a row in that fashion, you finna be Gucci. So yeah, girl, I think that's what I can tell you for now. Of course, we're learning as we go and we're figuring it out. I'm chasing the lights. That's why I'm seeing that, okay, I think it's time to sign off. I might actually just carry on with my lighting. And you know, guys, like sometimes making these investments is important. Y'all heard just what made me move from the phone to the camera, and I also invested lights because I find that just gives me a whole lot of flexibility. Before, I could only film when the light was out, but now, you know, I'm able to just keep the show going. So I think I'm gonna sign off here and prep for my filming block, which I'm gonna do right now, where I'll film a sit-down video. And yeah, guys, it's a lot of background noise, and I love y'all. I hope this video was helpful. Comment down below if there's any... Girl, let me wait for him to park. Okay, cool. So that'll be it. Comment down below if you are a part-time content creator, how you cope with all of that versus all your other responsibilities. I would be eager for more tips from your guys' side, but I really hope this video was helpful, and I'll see y'all in the next one.